Yahoo! Welcome, my beautiful brothers and sisters, to the Aquarian Adepts, my platform to become your spiritual server. And welcome, Pisces Sun, Pisces Moon, and Pisces Rising. For anybody who just wants to hang out and flow with the Pisces Tribe. To part 1 of your July 2018 report. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. And these videos are running a little bit longer. They're occurring between about 20, 25, 26 minutes or so. I think the Scorpio video actually ended up being like 30 minutes. But, you know, yeah, I've just been drawing cards and kind of just been channeling that. You know, I've talked a little bit about the astrology, but I just want to see where the cards were going to lead me. You know, I just wanted them to really speak to me. Didn't want to do any particular spreads or anything like that. Just kind of wanted to do it like free-flowing. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to be using my Shadowscapes Tarot, as well as the Sacred Traveler Oracle cards, and then my color cards, my color healing cards as well. So let's see what we got for you all, Pisces. Let's cut the deck. Kind of cut the deck. And let's see what the first card is. We actually have the Two of Swords. Libra got this card. I want to say Sag got this card as well. But yeah, the Two of Swords. No, actually, it's either Sag or Taurus. I don't know. There have been a lot of repeats so far while I've been making these videos. So you have the Two of Swords. So this could speak to some sort of indecisiveness. You kind of going back and forth between one or two decisions on really where to go, where to take that next step in your life. This is going to be a powerful month. You know, we have these eclipses that are coming up. We have Jupiter, which will be going direct. We have Chiron, which just went retrograde. And we have a Mercury retrograde occurring at the end of the month as well. So already super powerful month. I've been calling it the Spiritual Adjustment Bureau. I've been calling it us going to a spiritual chiropractor and getting our Kundalini worked on. That's really what this month is. We're having to really integrate these quantum downloads, and we're going to almost get like our instructions on the rest of the year and how the rest of the year is going to go and how to really move forward. So the Two of Swords, you may have been feeling like you've been kind of trapped and haven't been able to really move forward, but that's just because we are coming into this powerful month, and we have the new Moon Solar Eclipse, which is in Cancer, which is water energy, so it's going to affect you because it's going to be training your energy. Jupiter, which has also been training your energy, it will finally be coming direct. So that's going to be good because, you know, you have been mulling over, you know, your beliefs and your trying to figure out really, you know, establishing a belief system that actually really works for you. You've been diving deep and uncovering the deeper recesses of your, you know, your spirit, belief structures that actually will serve you. So those are two great energies that will be affecting you. But we also have to consider that at the end of the month, we do have that lunar eclipse in Aquarius, which is your 12th house. So it's definitely going to be a very spiritual month for you, Pisces, and you're already a very spiritual sign. So let's see what else we have in addition to that Two of Swords energy. The need to kind of make a decision and to not really get too stuck in your mind, which normally you kind of get lost in la-la land and you kind of get lost in your feelings. But I mean, you're supposed to. But it's like, you know, maybe you have been kind of floating around the ethers for maybe too long. Maybe it's time for you to get a little grounded, which is kind of interesting. It's interesting as I say that, the Seven of Pentacles pops out. That was the face-up card. Let's see what the face-down card is. We have the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands usually speaks to us carrying a burden or on our back. So it shows this, you know, I could say it's like some sort of like goddess who's carrying this whole civilization on her back, right? This whole city or home or whatever, and she's carrying it, and it can be a burden. We also have the Seven of Pentacles here. That's kind of interesting. This is kind of speaking to I think what you're going to do is that you're going to kind of take a step back this month and kind of look at your life up to this point and see what you have harvested. And you're going to kind of make the determination and make the decision on whether or not to keep carrying this current manifestation on your back. Is it weighing you down? Is it not allowing you to flow like you really want to? Is it not allowing you to be free and really express that magic that you really are? Maybe you have been feeling weighed down by that which you have harvested up to this point. You know, normally the Seven of Pentacles shows someone raking leaves, and they're just kind of sitting on their, their rake, examining the leaves, and, kind of happy with their progress, but also kind of just pondering. So I think of, like, if you ever have, like, actually raked leaves, and, like, it's actually a very soothing experience, I think. Because I remember the last time that I raked leaves, it actually was a very meditative experience, but it also gets very tiring, and your arm gets tired, and it's like, oh, it doesn't seem like there's no end to it sometimes. So maybe you've been feeling like the way that your life has been going, you've been harvesting based off of your actions, your behaviors, your reactions, a certain lifestyle that may have you kind of weighed down, and maybe it's time for you to kind of release this burden. Maybe it's time for you to let go of this. I'm going to cut the deck again. We have the Three of Swords. This could be speaking of a potential relationship that just is not working out. Or it's not necessarily a relationship. It can be a relationship, but it's speaking to some type of heartbreak. So maybe what you have been manifesting and harvesting is based off of this heartbreak, and now it's actually weighing you down. The Three of Swords usually speaks to some type of wound that we are carrying around. And I think sometimes we will set our life up, not all the time we do this, but we'll set our life up in a way to circumvent these wounds and not really deal with them directly. And then we manifest in our life based off of that circumventing those wounds. But the truth is that we have to go through those wounds. We have to confront them. We have to heal them. So the Three of Swords here, you really can't avoid it anymore, Pisces. There is some facet of your life where you have a wound and your heart's hurting. Maybe this is why, this is probably a good thing, because, Mercury will be going retrograde in the sign of Leo, and, you kind of need this. And this is for you, that's the 6th house. So it's like, it's speaking of like your day-to-day reality, your sense of service to the world, your body, maybe you needing to treat your body better, and it's interesting because it's the 6th house, which is natural by Virgo, which is your opposite sign. So this is in many ways about you kind of getting grounded. Maybe you've been so off in La La Land and so off in fantasy world that you haven't really taken the time to address your physical body, your mental body, maybe even your emotional body, because you probably have been so caught up in spirit lately. And Mars is in your 12th house. The South Node is in your 12th house too. So it's been spiritually somewhat of a spiritually taxing time for you. But at the same time, you probably have been experiencing all kinds of crazy epiphanies. You've been wondering about so many things. When Chiron left your sign, that was kind of a nice release, but it is retrograde, and it will go back into your sign. I think you're kind of feeling that. I think that's what's going on. It's like this month especially, you're realizing, okay, I do have to confront these wounds. I do have to confront these deeper aspects. How can I turn them into superpowers? That's what I like to think of Chiron. I think of Chiron as the areas in our chart where we have these traumas in our wounds, the areas in our life, but when we heal them, they actually become like a superpower. They actually become something that gives us strength instead of takes away from us. So you can't circumvent this Three of Swords anymore. You can't circumvent it. You have to go through it. You have to heal it. And I think once you actually address what it is that's been hurting you, or what you've been feeling like has been kind of holding you back from really manifesting the life that you want, whatever burdens that you're carrying, you just really have to release it. It's no longer serving you. Let's see what else we have here, Pisces. Ooh, we got quite a bit of energy in these cards right now. Okay, so we'll draw that card. Alright, let's see what these three cards are. Wow, things definitely are coming to an end. So we have the Nine of Wands. We have the Knight of Swords. And we also have the Tower. So yeah, something is definitely coming to an end. A way that you have been behaving, the whole you circumventing this wound because you don't want to address it, that is coming to an end. Like I said, Chiron is now retrograde and it's looking at Pisces. It's coming for Pisces and it's going to go to about, I think it's like, I have to go back and research, but it's either like 26 degrees of Pisces or 28 degrees of Pisces that it retrogrades to, and then it comes out of Pisces. Then it won't be in Pisces for a while. So we do have to kind of go back and address this deeper spiritual nature. What really makes us feel connected to Source? The Nine of Wands is like you're almost standing your ground on, because it shows someone who's preparing for battle. And I think with Chiron, and it's interesting with Chiron being in Aries, it talks about being on the battlefield. So maybe you have been feeling other people slinging their wounds around the battlefield and throwing them at you, and your way to avoid the conflict was to stay in La La Land and to not even really feel your wounds, to almost like disassociate from them. And it's interesting how we have the Knight of Swords. So this could speak to an air sign, a Gemini, a Libra, or an Aquarius who's going to play a rather significant role in this. We also have the Tower card, which speaks to abrupt ends. So there's this. I don't want to draw another card just because the Tower is here, and I know sometimes people freak out over the Tower, but I want some clarification on that. We actually have the Star card, so this is certainly fated. This is absolutely fated, that whatever is occurring right now is fated. You have to really dive deep within, Pisces. And you have to address why you have been avoiding this wound. Why have you been avoiding this hurt? And like this life that you have manifested and harvested up into this point, I think it's almost like you're trying to find the logic, or maybe you've been so trapped in your logic on why you should continue this lifestyle and why you should carry around this burden. Why you should continue to carry around, but it has to come to an end. Something's coming to an end. Either it's not as bad as you think, and like the whole need for you to escape, maybe like you have to just destroy your perception on it. And that's really what this is interesting, because we have the Tower, and actually the Star card appears right after it. And I like to think of, you see this lightning bolt right here. I like to think of that lightning bolt as Aquarius, as the Star. And where's Uranus right now? Uranus, the ruler of Aquarius, is in Taurus. And for you, is your third house, communication. So this is a mindset, I feel, for you, Pisces, is being destroyed. This is a mindset that needs to be an upheaval, because it's funny because you've been trying to avoid this for a while now, and you've been trying to circumvent it, but you find yourself kind of carrying this load that you're just wondering if you can carry it any longer. You're wondering if you can. And the Knight of Wands is like, you're kind of preparing for what's going to happen when I finally let go of this. Well, let's see what else is going on. This is kind of interesting. I'm a Pisces moon, so I'm like right here with you guys. We have the King of Wands just flipped out. So a fire sign is definitely going to be rather important for you. Either a Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius. Or this could be a bit of your energy coming out too. Let's see what else we have. The more and more I look at these cards, the more and more I just start to see so much. They're such beautiful cards. They really are. It's a beautiful deck. Let me draw the bottom card. Okay, so we have the King of Wands, like I said, that popped out. We have the Lovers. And we have the Queen of Wands. Wow, this is interesting. We got the Queen of Wands, the King of Wands, and the Lovers card right here. Oh, wow. And then let's see what the clarity card is. We have the Queen of Pentacles. So yeah, this is definitely speaking of, like, you need to get grounded, Pisces. You have been spending too much time in La La Land, if that's even possible. And it's not, I'm not saying that you can't go to that space, but you do need to take time to ground this month, Pisces, because I think you have been circumventing this, or maybe you've been circumventing a potential heartbreak. But I do see it as relationships, because it's the Lovers, it's the King of Wands, and the Queen of Wands. So I think what it is that I'm channeling a couple things. Either it's, I'm really feeling that it's not as bad as you think, whatever is happening. But I think the dynamic of your relationship is shifting, and that's what you're afraid of. I think it's the dynamic of the relationship that you find yourself in is changing, and you're almost heartbroken because you've become attached to the old way. You've become attached to how the relationship started off. Maybe you've been with this person for a couple years now, or even longer, and the honeymoon phase is starting to wear off, and now you're starting to see some of the difficulties. You guys have probably hurt each other a few times with words that you said that you can't take back. You probably are carrying around wounds within this relationship of moments where you've hurt each other, but this is the present moment, and you need to get grounded in the present moment. This is about, and like I said, this is really a mindset shift for you. This is a mindset shift for you. And we also have to consider, you know, with this new moon eclipse, which is, like I said, it's occurring in, you know, Cancer, which for you is the 5th house. So definitely it's going to be playing on your heart. And then with the opposing Pluto in Capricorn, you know, this is your 11th house, which deals with, you know, society and people. So maybe what it is that you have been so focused on everyone else's view on your love. And you've been so worried about what society thinks, or what are the standards set by society. You've been so worried about this. You need to destroy that. That needs to go away, get out of here. Because you probably are finding yourself in a really beautiful relationship. And if you happen to be single, this could be a friendship, this could be a family, this could be just the relationship that you have with yourself, really. Especially if you're single. And it applies for that. This is the relationship you have with yourself. And then, of course, like I said, if you're with someone, it's yourself and it's the partner. But I think it's like you've been so focused on what you think society wants you to be, and what you might be focused on what you were in the past, that now it's time for you to get grounded in the present moment. And like I said, with the Queen of Pentacles, which in many ways I attribute this to kind of like this Gaia energy, whereas Empress is more like the spiritual, like, oversoul of it. The Queen of Pentacles is like the physical manifestation, the person who really is connected to Gaia, is connected to Earth, and is connected to that beauty, is connected to that system, that perfect harmony system that is the Earth. So with the Lovers card here, the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands, it's like you were either one of these, and then you are coming together with this Queen of Wands. Yeah, we do have the Tower card. Yeah, we do have this. We do have the Three of Swords here. Yeah, we do have the Ten of Wands, which are going to put a bit of strain on this. I think what you're realizing is that you probably have been trying to go for like a Hollywood romance. And I think that whole notion is actually coming to an end. This Hollywood romance of, say if you are in a relationship right now, you're starting to realize that what they perpetuate in Hollywood is just not true. It's a farce. And you've been basing the success of this relationship off of that. But you can't compare yourself to that. Comparison is the thief of joy. So you have to destroy that mindset, Pisces. If you're not with someone, or even if you are with someone, this could also just mean you having to accept that, you know, you are morphing and you're changing. You know, that you're evolving. You have to accept that, you know, things are moving in a direction now where it's like everyone is waking up spiritually, you know. And especially you, Pisces, you see and you feel things that most signs just simply do not get. Aquarius kind of gets it. Capricorn kind of gets it. Sagittarius kind of gets it. Scorpio barely gets it. But most signs just don't really get it unless you have like your rising or your moon there. I'm saying mainly if you're a Pisces Sun. Most people just don't get your experience. That's why you're so out there. That's why you're so worldly. That's why you seem like you're a little bit of every sign, because you really are. Because you understand the depth of this experience on a level that most people just don't understand. You're able to see past all the barriers and the borders. You're able to see past the physical, you know, reality, you know, what is on the surface. It's all for you very transparent, but it's almost like you've been kind of caught up in certain, you know, certain regulations or thought patterns that have been perpetuated by society of how things should be. And it's like you almost have to kind of get grounded back into your source and your connection and your truth. That's really what I see this as. I don't think this is bad. I think if you are in a relationship, there may be some strain, there may be some hurt, you may be even bringing up, you know, past relationships that you've had with other people and bringing those wounds into this relationship, which is a no-no. We've all done it, though. It's a no-no. And yeah, there is some sort of end. But I think at the same time, with the Star card, know that it's divine, know that it's meant to happen, that you're being guided, and that you're actually going to be releasing a burden. And maybe you'll just, honestly, you'll probably just be feeling the love again. I think that's what this is. It's like, think of the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands as the male and, the divine masculine fire energy with the divine feminine fire energy kind of coming together and kind of marrying. And like I said, with this eclipse that's happening in Cancer for your 5th house, that's what this is about. This is about love. It's about you learning to love yourself, all of who you are. And, you know, I was going to say, love the person that you're with, you know? And it's like, yeah, your season with that person might be 5 years or 10 years or a lifetime. But while you're with that person, if there are no like serious red flags, why are you worried about it? Love them. Love them for who they are. And get grounded in this present moment. Let's draw your Sacred Traveler Oracle card. Yeah, the Hollywood love story is coming to an end. Or your perception that what's such one. And also, I feel the need to say this. Spirituality, and you kind of get this, Pisces, but spirituality, there's so many weird, like, regulations and rules perpetuated about what a spiritual person does. Like a spiritual person does yoga every day or meditates every day or has 100 crystals or has 100 self-help books or whatever. There's no rules and regulations. Spirituality is open, it is liberating, it is free, and it is tailored to the individual. And I think the Hollywood story on what spirituality is also coming to an end. Because spirituality isn't just drum circles, kumbaya, and, you know, charging your crystals under the moon. It's also balled up in the fetal position in the corner of your room, wondering how you're going to make it to the next moment because you just don't know. It's you having a connection with the spirit guide, and then 6 months down the road having to sever that connection because your connection with that guide, your service with that guide the contract with that guide has ended. Like, you fulfilled it, and now you're kind of being left on your own. That's happened to me. I actually have had to cut cords to multiple guides because the contract between us ended, and I had to move on. So it's like this whole Hollywood story of how things are supposed to be, love, spirituality, it's coming to an end. It's actually more magical than what Hollywood has shown us. Hollywood, I'm using that as mainly as a metaphor, but whoa, a bunch of cards fell out. Okay. Actually, I'm using it as a metaphor, guys. So you don't have to take it totally literally, but interesting here. We actually have transformation. That was the only upright card of the cards that fell. A fresh new way of living emerges. And I'm going to show you these next cards, and I'm not going to talk about them. I'm going to just show them to you, and I'm going to let your spirit pull out, grab the message, and bring it back into your heart, so that when you go about your day, when you dream about it, then it'll come up, and that's kind of your path and where you're traveling. Okay, so overall, though, we have transformation, which is speaking to, it is the Phoenix rising from the ashes. It's you becoming more of yourself. It's you coming into a new way of being. It's you being reborn. Valiant courage. What does that mean to you? Finding sanctuary. What does that mean to you? Wondrous universe. What does that mean to you? Fogged in. What does that mean to you? Miracles. Alright, let's draw the color healing card. Okay. We got the same card that Scorpio got. We got black. We have find richness from the dark night. All of your dreams are going to be rather intense this month. And this is definitely going to be a time where if you encounter some darkness, if you encounter some shadows, find richness there. Find the light there. Find the power there. Find the purity there. This is saying, find richness from the dark night. The cool thing is that if you look closely, see this light coming through the tree, this star. I'm going to tell you something, and this is like a kind of like a parable that I've kind of had floating around within my consciousness for a while, and I've heard it from Stuart Wilde, and I'm not sure if he coined it or if he got it from somewhere else, but he said, practice looking at the spaces between the leaves and the branches. I want you to do that. I want you to practice this month to look at the spaces between the leaves and the branches. You kind of automatically do this, but become aware of it. Become conscious of it. And then ground whatever downloads you receive from that and actually integrate them into your life. I think you will find by the end of the month that you will experience the miracle that you have been longing for. And one way to do that right now is to look in the mirror, smile, and say, I love you. I love you unconditionally, unapologetically, always and forever. That is it for your reading, Pisces. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And if you would like a personal reading with me, you can follow the link in the description below too, theaquarianadepts.com. And always remember, my beautiful brothers and sisters, to keep moving forward, to stay focused, and Yahoo! Smile often.